¿Cómo están, amigos? Daniel Secar, nuevamente con ustedes compartiendo distintos temas, very interested topics about learning English, for learning English, and I want you to stay just connected with us, just join us, do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment. And we still work, right, with different topics about English, right, in grammar, vocabulary, different areas that will allow you to speak English properly, okay? Bringing another very interesting topic today, right? In these B1 level topics, estamos trabajando en temas regulados o aproximados a nivel B1, right? Under the European Common Frame. And today we'll bring the modal verbs, okay? The modal verbs are going just to be based on this image right here. We will just study them. Vamos a ver varios de ellos. We will just work or try to do different examples or exercises, right, for you to stay connected with this topic, of course. So we're going to start. Vamos a comenzar. Entonces, en este cuadro, we have the modal, right, some examples that you can check at home, and we also have some uses, algunos usos. So we have, for example, can, right? We always talk about can, about the ability, or not, maybe the ability in an affirmative, or of course, maybe you can do something as an ability, or you cannot, right, as a negative statement, when you assure you cannot do that. So let's check some examples about can, which is about abilities or requests as well. Tenemos, no, I can't find any street in London. I can't find, right? Or he can't find any street in London. He can't find any street in London, or he cannot find any street in London. Esa es la habilidad de que puede encontrar cualquier dirección. He can't find any street in London. Or I cannot find, in negative, for example, any street in London. Yo no puedo encontrar ninguna dirección en Londres. As a request is can you, so I call a person, you call a relative, or you need a person right now, it's an emergency, and you're looking for that person, so you call that person and another person answers. You ask this person to reach the other person, and you say, hey, can I speak? I don't know, let's give example. Can I speak with Michael? Oh, Michael is not here. Okay, can you take the message? Because this is important. That's a request that you can manage with can. You can use can for expressing requests or in questions. It's not like the most polite way to do it, but it's a good way to do it. It's very useful. Can you take the message? Can you let him know that I call? Puede dejarle saber, ¿no? Can you let him know that I call? Okay, that will be can. Now, in this case, be able to, right? Be able to is the ability, or when something is a little bit more complicated, or it requires a process. You need to put more effort. Hay que poner un poco más de esfuerzo, tal vez con be able to, right? Is able to find. He is able to find, él logra, o él puede lograrse encontrar, ¿sí? Like any street in London. He's able. Es más que todo como haciendo más la habilidad también, but with a little bit more effort. Entonces, can, suggestions, ability, right? And the ability for able to, right? The ability for able to. It differs from can because can is ability, suggestion, and request. Able to is just more about the ability. Now, can't in negative, no? This story can be true. This story can be true. No puede ser verdadera, lo que hablábamos when we talk about can, which is the first one we have in this chart. So it's certainty about something you cannot do, or something that cannot happen, something that is not acceptable. Now, could, for example, we passed to talk about could. Could is a modal verb that you can use for past, or you can also use it for future. Future references or past, you can use could. So I could play tennis. I could play tennis when I was younger. Past, era una habilidad about the past. Yo podía jugar tenis cuando era más joven. I could play tennis when I was younger. This is very important, guys, in this B1 level, that you have this clear. Now, could you also, for example, for request or suggestion, you can use could. Could you take the message? En el ejemplo que hicimos with Michael, just calling Michael, he's not there, his little sister answers, hey, okay, so Michelle, can you let Michael, could you let Michael, no, could you let him know I call, right? Tell him to call me as soon as possible, ASAP. Could is also so for request. Could you take me to the Victoria station? Could you take me to the next station? If you ask the police or the bus driver. You could take a taxi, a suggestion. Podrías coger un taxi. No? You could take a taxi. You could finish that. You could finish that by next week. You could finish that by next week if you work hard. You could finish on time if you work hard. I'm suggesting him that if he works hard, he could finish. He could make it. That's could. May is a little bit more polite, un poco más elegante, ¿no? It's the most polite, in my opinion. So it may be quicker to travel by train. Sería más rápido viajar por tren. It may be quicker if you travel by airplane or by train. So may is the possibility or the formal request. So formal request or possibility. It may rain tomorrow, right? According to the weather forecast, it may rain tomorrow, okay? That's for may. Might is a little bit less probable. Is a little bit less probable. So it might be harder. Sería más complicado. It might be more difficult if we don't study or if we don't prepare. It might be more difficult. That's for might. Must. For must, we talk about an order. Is the modal verb you use for an order, for giving order. You must dress casual, for example, or the examples that you can see in the chart, no? They must be on time. They must be here at 10 o'clock. Entonces, es más una orden. You must not, you mustn't or you must not be late. No debes ir tarde, no debes llegar tarde. You must not be late. You must be on time. Debes estar a tiempo. Debes estar en punto. You must be on time, okay? So it's obligation or the certainty that something is true, okay? Must. That must not be true. No debe ser verdad. Have to is similar, no? You have to be at 10 o'clock. It's also obligation, right? Have to, certainty. You have to study. Tienes que estudiar. You have to be here, right, on time. You have to finish your duties. You have to finish your duties before you leave. Need to is the obligation also with a request. I need to drink, I need to breathe, I need to study. Needn't, right, is that lack of obligation, carecer de obligación, right? You needn't or you don't need to have a high school diploma for this job. You needn't, right? You needn't have a nice high school diploma for this position. Must not, in the negative form of the prohibition. You must not, you mustn't smoke in here. You must not drive texting. You must not drive while you text, okay? Don't have to, it's also a negative for lacking of obligations. You don't have to dress casual. You don't have to stop your things, doing your own things. You don't have to do that. No tienes que hacer eso. You don't have to bring your books. No tienes que traer los libros. You have to watch our videos. Ustedes tienen que ver nuestros videos. You have to watch our videos. You don't have to use any books or write down any notes. You can just watch our videos very focused. Should es más el consejo, ¿no? You should drive more carefully. Deberías manejar más cuidadosamente. You should drive more carefully. You ought to drive more carefully if you are a bus driver. This gives more logic, more logical things. Ought to is with a logical thing. If you are a bus driver and you drive for a school, well, you ought to drive carefully. Debería usted manejar cuidadosamente because you are part of a school. En la siguiente imagen vamos a revisar a little chart, a map, with some other examples. ¿Sí? Entonces lo que hablamos, ¿no? The modal verbs, we have all those branches, todas esas ramas, branches, when you check different, the modal verbs that we just reviewed, no? We have would in the green branch as a polite request with some examples. Would you hold this for me? ¿Sí? ¿Me tendrías esto por un momento? Would is also very useful for requests. No? Oh, would you hold this for me? Yes, of course. Right? It's a polite request. Suggestion is shall. And you also you must, most of the time you use it, or is the right way to use it is with this personal pronouns, right? The personal pronouns I and we, okay? Shall we go now? Right? Shall we go now? ¿Nos deberíamos ir ya? Yes, we shall. Or I shall return. Yo retornaré. It also works as a will, but will works with the rest of the personal pronouns. Shall is more common. The right use, or the way you use it, yes, the right usage is with the personal pronoun I and we. So, no, we shan't is the negative. No, we shan't go. No nos iremos. We shan't go. We shall not give up. We shan't give up. No nos rendiremos. We shall fight. Pelearemos, right? Needn't, as I said, is lacking of obligation. We have milk. You needn't buy any. No necesitas comprar nada más. No necesitas comprar más. Because we have milk, so you don't need to buy any other milk, okay? Now, mustn't, must not, or must. You must not tell lies. No debes decir mentiras. You must not tell lies. Lacking of obligation, or you must tell me the truth. Debes decirme la verdad. Must also the necessity, right? We must leave. Nos debemos ir. Nos debemos retirar. In the other side of the map, in the blue branch, about expressing ability, necessity of permission, we have can, could, the second use of could, and may, right? Can he swim? ¿Puede él nadar? Yes, I can. It's the ability for sure, la habilidad. Or no, I cannot swim. He cannot swim. They cannot swim. They can climb. Ellos pueden escalar. They can play the guitar. Todo lo que se va a relacionar con habilidades. Could, for the past ability. We could read faster when we were children, but now we are old, so we can, right? So we could read as fast as we could before, right? Or in the future, I could help you with your duties. Podría ayudarte con tus tareas. I could help you with your homework. Podría ayudarte con tu tarea. So in future, it's also possible to use it. Could you pass me the sugar? Podrías pasarme el azúcar. It's also a polite request, okay? But it's also in a future statement. You can also use it in future statements. May is the polite request. With may I use the bathroom? Very common question in a house that is not yours. May I see the baby, the little baby? No. The host of this baby shower, so the baby shower, of course, is before that. When it's born, of course, yes, and you arrive to meet the little creature, you say, may I see the baby? May I talk to you for a second? May I talk to you for a second? So it's a polite request to ask the permission because I know you're busy. May I talk to you for a second? And also the answers, yes, you may. Sí, usted podría. Yes, you may have a second. I may have a second for you. Or no, you may not, because I'm very busy. May I be part of this of this game? ¿Puedo ser parte de este juego? You may, but no, you can't. Entonces can't siempre es más certero. And may is the probability. Entonces vamos a seguir repasando estos temas. Queremos que siempre hagan parte, que estén conectados con nosotros. Check movies, check English videos, of course our videos. Try to stay, we work together in order for you, in order for you to improve your English. We want to give you these tools and we stay connected to you guys, our audience. So please subscribe, leave a comment. No olviden que son temas más bien de nivel B1. Queremos seguir trabajando con ustedes y transmitir distintos temas de interés para el correcto aprendizaje del idioma de inglés. Este fue Daniel Sicar, so see you soon guys and just enjoy your day.